Hi, I am the philosopher, and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading today. And you had a question about your current moving situation and a current friendship that you have with a gentleman as well. So we're going to see what the tarot has to say for you. So I've already kind of pre-shuffled the cards, and we're going to kind of take a look and see what they have to say. Now, first of all, the first thing that I notice is you are born on April the 2nd, which means that you are an Aries. Aries typically tend to be a little bit self-conceited, not on purpose, it's just your behavior. So what this means is that a lot of times you have a tendency to not really be emotionally involved in things. And the friends that you do have are typically there because you have them there for your convenience, not so much because you emotionally care for the person. So if I have a word of warning in this situation, it is to kind of step back away from your Aries because it is a pretty powerful sign. And make sure that you're not using people for your benefit, because sometimes that can get you into deeper water, and then sometimes they can see right through it as well. So just be cautious of that. Make sure that you're not taking advantage of anybody, because if they see through that, that can cause your current situation to be a little bit more difficult. So let's see here. I see that we have a card that tells us that right now you're kind of reaping what you've sown. So maybe in the past you have done some things to other people that have caused some of this fate to come back on you. So word of caution is that, every action that you make, there's always an equal action that will come back to you. That is the way that the universe works. It may not be immediate, it may be in the near future or the distant future, but every action that you have has an equal action that comes back to you, the cycle. I also see a card here of death. This tells me that it's an end of some stage in your life. It is a warning card that things are going to be changing very soon, that things are going to be changing abruptly, and it may not always be for the better, but it's something that must happen. So be prepared here now for some change, and some change that you may not agree with and you may not be ready for either. I also see the Tower card. This is really a powerful card as well. When I see the Death card and the Tower card together, it tells me that this situation is going to be a very difficult situation with the moving situation. It's not going to work the way that you want it to. The Tower tells me that you are getting ready to, again, have another big change in your life, but this one is something that you can't control. No matter how hard you try, things are going to seem to fall apart at the seams. So your whole life is going to be tumbling down around you. So this is going to be kind of a scary little situation, but word of advice is to make sure that you are constantly just paying attention to everything in your life, making sure you're analyzing it all and that you're doing the right thing all the time. Because it seems like you're getting ready to have major turmoil. It's going to cause some unhappiness, and you're going to feel afraid. Right now, it just seems like your life is about to have a major change. This is a little scary, and especially as an Aries sign. The first thing that you're going to want to do is your instinct is going to be looking for people who are going to be able to benefit you in this situation, because your ultimate goal is to make sure that you aren't negatively affected by this more than you have to be. So this is what's going to make it difficult for you, because the people that are in your life are noticing that personality, that you're not there for them, you're there for you, and that everything that you do for them is so that way it can benefit you. And sometimes they feel like you're being used. The weird thing is I see one water card, but it's not a very good card, which tells me that things aren't going to be flowing very well, which means that you're going to be at a stagnant state in your life. I don't see very much fire sign, which tells me there's not a lot of passion or drive. There's some things that are holding you back emotionally, and that again has to do with you being an Aries born in April. I see a little bit of some air signs, but the weird thing is I do not see any earth signs. So the primary focus for you to be able to get through this situation is to ground yourself, to really analyze who you are and figure out a way of making your friends feel like you truly care about them. Don't just use them, because it's not going to get you anywhere. You can talk to your friend about the conversation you had before, but this argument that you all had, it seems like it's probably been a pretty tough one on your friend. Your friend's not really sure if he's going to be able to get over this, because this is, like I said, I have a card here This Justice card in reverse tells me that you're finally going to reap what you sow. So maybe because you all have had arguments before in the past that you've overcome, this time it's going to be different. So my advice, unfortunately, is you can talk to your friend about the whole situation of moving in with them, but I got a feeling that they're not really going to be open about it. They're not going to be willing to help you in this situation because they feel like they're not going to get anything out of it. They feel like you're just taking advantage of them, you're going to be mooching off of them, and they're not very happy about that. Your reading also does not have any money signs in it, so it tells me that you're going to have some financial difficulties coming up. There's going to be a lot of work in the future for you on that. Right now is probably just going to be super, super tough for you. You're going to have to try to find friends that you truly care about and that truly care about you. You're going to be taking a different path in your life, and it's not going to work out quite like you think, and it's going to be very difficult for you. I see here a 10 and an 8. So within the next week and a half, okay, this is going to be a major issue for you. Major changes, major scare factor, and you're going to feel like you don't have anybody to turn to. The only person that you really have right now in this situation is you, and a lot of the problems that you have are because of things that you have done in the past. So my advice, according to the tarot here, is be prepared for very, very difficult times. Be prepared for hardship. Be prepared for financial difficulty. Be prepared to feel like you have no friends, because this is going to either be a good change for you or a bad change. It tells me that maybe you've had some difficulty with your relationships in the past. Things haven't always been as they seem. So this could be a positive thing for you. So take this change in your life, take these downfalls you're about to go through, work with them, and turn them into something positive. This might cause you to get away from friends that weren't good for you. Might cause you to get away from situations that weren't good for you. Might cause you to be able to analyze and figure out a new step or a new direction in your life to better yourself. But this is going to be a very scary and very hard time for you, and you're not really going to have a whole lot of people to turn to. And the current situation with your friend about the moving in conversation, they're very reluctant about it. I do not see that they are going to be okay with that situation. I do see that there's going to be some snootiness here with your friend, and they're not really going to want to walk with you. Okay? So you can talk to this friend about moving in, but I just don't think it's going to work out. So you better go ahead and start kind of thinking of other options if you want to be able to make it through, and start preparing for this. Like I said, the next week and a half especially is going to be very difficult for you, and just be prepared for some major changes in your life, and be sure to take this and learn from it and grow from it, and do not use the people around you for your benefit. I know it's difficult because you are an Aries, and that's a personality trait, and it's something that you can't change who you are, but you can modify that a little bit. You can become whoever you want to be. So look at your shortcomings, learn from them, and let your friends know, show them, because they're not going to believe it. You have to prove to them that you are changing and that you are attempting to better yourself, and that you are attempting to be emotionally involved with your relationships and your friendships, because you're a very distant person. You don't connect very well, and even though you think that you're being emotionally involved, it's not coming off that way. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So if you have any other questions or anything, just let me know, but that is just this reading, and I just got to tell you, you just need to be prepared for some major changes, okay? Thanks. Goodbye.